Hello, I'm Julia Pimsler. I am sales trainer and business coach and founder of Million Dollar Women and the Million Dollar Women Fund. And today we are talking about the three things you have to get right if you want to scale up your business. Now, these three things are simple but not easy. My graduates know I refer to them all the time. It's probably the one thing everyone remembers from taking Million Dollar Women Accelerator, our 12-week business accelerator program. So if you're wondering, what should I be focused on, Julia, if I want to get to 1 million in revenues? These are the three things. And there's a lot at stake in getting them right. Because if you don't get these three things right, it's very likely that your business will stall or perhaps lose revenue or even shut down. We know that 50% of small business owners close their doors within the first 5 years. And a lot of businesses never recovered from the pandemic. So if you've been in kind of a down cycle in your business, you are not alone. A lot of people are still digging back out. And these three things should give you kind of a North Star, a three-pronged North Star of what to focus on every day. Because we can get so distracted, right? We have to post to social media. We have to check the comments. We need to write to our customers. We need to chase down the money. That's probably the hardest part of being an entrepreneur, is just trying to do all the things. And there's a baked in paradox when you're an entrepreneur, which is that when you started the company, you started it because you're really good at doing something. Maybe you're great at building websites, or you're an incredible immigration lawyer, or perhaps you've created a product or a service that nobody else has ever thought of, and you're just on fire creating it. But all those things will actually keep you small. This is the paradox. Because if you're really good at doing something, your instinct is going to be, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm the best one to do this. You're going to be taking on more than you can. You're going to be holding on too tight. You're not going to want to delegate. All these things are what are going to keep you small. So I'm hoping that you will take my advice about the three things to get right as you're trying to scale. And like most business tips, these are simple but not easy. So I suggest you write them down. Feel free to DM me or reach out if you get stuck on any of the three. And if you're watching this live or in the month of August, we are having a Q4 strategy session, a 90-minute workshop. It's usually just for our community in the network, our paid online community, but I'm opening it up to you because you're here watching and trying to scale your business. So just DM me and we will send you the information. It's in late August and we can get all that over to you. All right, that way you can get some help with these three things. So, number one, set the strategy. Number two, hire the best people. Number three, keep the money in the bank. Let's start with the strategy. This is the most important thing that you can get right in your business, or if you get it wrong, you might quickly be out of business. Anyone remember when Netflix started changing their entire business model from DVDs to streaming? They got it so wrong, the way they dealt with it, that they had to send all of their customers an email from the CEO. I remember getting that email saying, we blew it, we were charging too much, we didn't figure it out in time, we screwed up our strategy, please forgive us and don't go away. So we don't want that to happen to you. Let's look at an example of a company that redid their strategy and got it right. Starbucks. In 2008, it was the recession. Things were really bad, and people were just not spending $8 on a cup of coffee like they used to. Starbucks started losing a lot of market share. They were down 27% from 2017 to 2018, and frankly, they were panicked. Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks, the founder and CEO, the original CEO, he actually came back to Starbucks to save it, a little bit like you probably heard Steve Jobs did for Apple. And when he came back, he sent out an email to the entire company. And he said, let's stop focusing on all this bureaucracy stuff and get back to the customer. He was smart and knew that to create a whole new winning strategy, they had to massively engage their customers, figure out what they'd gotten right, what the customer wanted more of, and how they could keep these customers spending $5 to $10 on a coffee. So they created this very cool platform called My Starbucks. And My Starbucks was a place where you could give them advice about what you wanted to see more of or tell them what you didn't like. This platform kept going for years as a way of engaging with their customers and finding out what they truly wanted. And I'll just tell you a few things that came out of doing this huge, many thousand people focus group. They had 70,000 responses within the very first year, and then they kept it going. So one thing that the customer suggested was mobile payment. Ever order your Starbucks on your Apple Watch or on your phone and go pick it up? That was thanks to the platform. A free birthday treat, thanks to the platform. Ever parked yourself at a Starbucks and used your computer? Free Wi-Fi. That was thanks to this platform they created. Also, cake pops. That was a good idea. Sure, I'll take my chocolate cake on a stick and drink it with my mocha latte. Absolutely. So you might be wondering, well, what does it have to do with me? And whenever you're feeling stuck on strategy, the best thing is to go back to your customers and figure out what are they loving that you're doing and what could you improve? Maybe it's something that some of your competitors are doing. Maybe it's completely thinking outside of the box. Maybe it's adding guarantees and bonuses. I've spoken about that on other Scale with Julia's here. So set the strategy. Number one thing you have to get right as a CEO. And it also means working on the business, not in the business, something we tend to be really bad at as entrepreneurs. And part of why we created $1 Million Women Accelerator, our 12-week business program that you can take while you're running your business, so we can help you with that strategy and help you see around corners through my coaching and the mentors who've built multi-million-dollar businesses and can help you kick the tires. Number two thing is hire the best people. One of our graduates, Sue, who runs a company that puts great content onto digital screens and elevators. Don't forget, they're riches in niches, and she found a great niche there with the content on the digital screens and elevators, ad-free, by the way. So the building loves it. She's doing amazing with her company, but she was getting so bogged down in creating the graphics and coming up with the cool things to put on the elevators that she wasn't out there selling and creating partnerships. So through taking our program, even though she'd been burned by some marketing dollars she'd spent that didn't pan out, she hired a new marketing firm, outsourced a lot of the creating of the marketing of her company and the graphics and all the things she needed for the screens. And now she's closed 2 huge deals that can bring another $100,000 to her bottom line. So hire the best people. You cannot do it all yourself. That is going to keep you small or lead to burnout or put you out of business. The third thing is keep the money in the bank. This is so important as an entrepreneur, and as women entrepreneurs, sometimes it's the part that we want to do the least. We like talking to customers. We like creating new products and services. Very few women who come into our programs love looking at their P&L, their profit and loss, love calculating what are the margins and how do I get better margins, or figuring out what is my cost of acquisition of a customer, my CAC, or my lifetime value, my LTV, or how can I lower or reduce the amount of time it takes people to pay me. But all these things are critical, and only you can mastermind that as the CEO. Once you understand it, once you get your arms around the finances, then you can delegate it out. Or if you have a bookkeeper, that's fine. They can be counting the money. But in terms of understanding how to keep the money in the bank, what's your cash flow? What kind of capital do you need? Should you get a line of credit, a credit card, angel investors, venture capital, private equity? That's on you. And it's one of the main things women come to us for in our $1 Million Women Accelerator, because we actually have financial mentors. And I share a lot of what helped me build my last company, Little Pim, into a multi-million-dollar business that I sold to our largest partner. I had a huge learning curve around finances, having come out of the creative world. And I want to help women who are great at what they do. You love what you do. Your customers love you. You just don't love the money part, to love it a little bit more and get your arms around those finances. So the 3 things you need to be focused on every day are set the strategy, hire the best people, and keep the money in the bank. If you want some help with that, reach out to us. I'll throw our little thing up here so you can find us more easily. It's just Scale with Julia in order to set up a call. And we hope that we will hear from you so that we can help you to go big, whatever that means to you. It's just scalewithjulia.co, and you can set up a call with a member of our team. We will have a scaling session with you, which is a 30-minute session where we go through how are you handling setting the strategy, hiring the best people, and keeping the money in the bank, and figure out where the weak points are so we can help you fill those gaps and you can double your revenues and get on that path to 1 million. Thanks for being with me here for Scale with Julia. I will see you back here. And in the meantime, stay brave and go big.